everyone, I'm Kai Tran.
Hi, I'm David. We're here to tell you all about the 1940s.
During the 1940s, there was a lot going on. Major events such as war, new law, new technology, and so on. Today we're going to narrow it down to the top 10 things and major events that everybody has to know about.
Three planes, 9 o'clock, coming around. Keep your eye on them, boys.
I see him.
At 2 o'clock. Watch them, Scotty.
I got my sights on him.
Check that B-17, Chuck. 3 o'clock. Loader smoking. Fighters, 10 o'clock.
When you think about the 1940s, the first thing that comes to mind is World War II. Although the war started in 1939, the majority of it happened during the 40s. The US was not involved till 1941 after the attack of Pearl Harbor. After this attack, President Franklin D. Roosevelt and other fellow Americans began to distrust the Japanese. Afraid of Japanese living within the US helping outside Japanese, Franklin D. Roosevelt issued Executive Order 9066, which made all Japanese relocate from their homes to internment camps.
To the uttermost, but will make it very certain that this form of treachery shall never again endanger us.
On December 8, 1941, America declared war on Japan, dropping 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
With war came with new technology, such as the creation of atomic bomb. They also have the medical advancement like the kidney dialysis machine and the blood bank. So many things were invented in the 1940s that most people could not live without today. Things like the color TV, the microwave, the first mobile phone, and the first instant photography. The 1940s had it all.
The new RCA Victor portable radio came through without a chip. Here's the world's first and only portable radio in the non-breakable impact case.
Along with the advancements in technology, we also advanced our entertainment as well. Cartoons such as Tom and Jerry were a big hit because of colored television. Advancements in film technology meant that films were more watchable. Films such as Pinocchio and Casablanca became an instant hit during the 1940s.
You used to be a much better liar, son.
Leave him alone, Miss Elsa. You bad luck to him.
The 1940s had a lot of music trends, but the most memorable one was bebop. Bebop jazz was born from the unique difficulties faced by jazz musicians during World War II. Because of limitations on many aspects of the jazz world, the growth of bebop coincided with the breakdown of big band jazz as the leading style. Bebop developed as the younger generation of jazz musicians aimed to counter the popular dance-oriented swing style with a new non-danceable music that was more of a musician's music that demanded close listening.
Because of World War II, most of the men were sent to the military. Therefore, sports were not extremely popular at that time. However, baseball wasn't affected by the war because President Roosevelt signed the green light letter to be sure so. Also at this time, Jackie Robinson has become the first African American baseball player in the major league.
Women's clothes of the 1940s were typically modeled after the utility clothes produced during war rationing. Squared shoulders, narrow hips, and skirts that ended just below the knees were the height of fashion. 1940s fashions were all about the hourglass figure, with broad shoulders, tiny waists, and full hips. The suit trousers were usually flat-fronted or with single pleats. They were worn at high waists with a 3-inch waistband. Trouser legs were wide around the ankle, which are the opposite of today's skinny suits. Usually they were either straight hemmed at the bottom as required during the war, or having 2-inch trouser cuffs, which were turn-ups, which men preferred.
I believe that it must be the policy of the United States
to support free peoples who are resisting attempted subjugation by armed minorities or by outside pressure.
In 1947, President Truman expressed the Truman Doctrine, which formalized a policy of Soviet containment. The doctrine was seen by the Communists as an open declaration of war. In 1948, the Marshall Plan was initiated to aid the European economy and rebuild the destroyed communities after the end of World War II.
Here at Fort Worth, Texas, are members of the American Air Force crew who made the first non-stop round-the-world flight.
On March 2, 1949, after 94 hours of flying time, a Boeing B-15 named Lucky Lady II lands at Carswell Air Force Base, Texas, completing the first ever non-stop around-the-world trip by an airplane.
First point for taking more petrol aboard. Incidentally, the refueling system used was British, pioneered by Sir Alan Cobham. Here we see it at work as they take on enough for the next 15 hours flight.
Good night.